This segment is brought to you by 123 Digital Limited, your online and offline strategist.
Good morning, listeners on the wave 94.5, 93.7, everyone out there on social media, on the internet. Our guest today is no stranger to hard work. The tagline of his company is, "You push the limits, we measure it," which is quite fitting for this young entrepreneur who believes you have to be ready to assume the challenge and to stick with it. A Dazzle magazine issue 4 feature, he explains how he got into the construction industry by his neighbor as a laborer. From there, he learned and understood the industry and took his passion to establish his own company. He also owns Ricky's Entertainment in Marsha, which provides quality entertainment to the community. He is a true advocate for social reform and believes anything is possible once you put your mind to it. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Ricardo Joseph, CEO of Beyond Limits Construction.
Well said. Welcome. Thanks. Well, I guess it's well put together. So, good day, listeners. 94.7, 94.5, the wave. My name is Junior R. Joseph, R for Ricardo, aka Ricky Dixie. As you well know, as he well said, I own Ricky Entertainment, but my passion is construction. It stemmed from about 10 years ago. I mean, I've been in the business for more than 20 years. But my company has stemmed from 10 years and beyond. When I first started, it was all young folks together, Gregory Sidney, Curtis Box, the whole crew. And then I came across Rankin, Alana. Dazzle magazine as well was, I think, just about immersion.
I think that was our 4th issue.
Yeah, 4th issue.
Right?
So
that was within within the year.
Within that time, that era. Yeah. Where the passion for the industry was immaculate, so I decided to go with Dazzle magazine to propel my product and bring profit forward. As you said, I started from a tender age as a laborer. Moving from there, trying to learn the trade, understand it, do some studies and stuff. So, and then I moved to being my own boss in that sense. But the passion for construction came from a lot of stuff. Seeing the industry, understanding the industry, and trying to make it better as much as possible. I thank Dazzle magazine for that in regards to giving me the exposure necessary, especially the younger generation that into social media, Instagram, Facebook, and stuff. So where you filter for the market. If I have to explain to you exactly where it came from and where I'm going,
exactly that's what I was going to say. But was it an initial career path? Like you always knew you wanted to do construction?
Well, not construction. I wanted to become an engineer, a civil engineer, which I started studying for. From RC School, Cyrus Simmons to AFA, and then University of Reading, which is City and Guilds. The issue is that I applied for UE, University of Augustine, Trinidad and Tobago. 3 times I got through, but financially I wasn't able to because the banks needed your money, needed your whole life in order to acquire a loan to seek to better yourself. So that wasn't fruitful, wasn't possible. So what I decided was, okay, now 3 times I applied, 3 times I got through, but the banks turned me down 3 times. I told myself, no, forget about that. Let's move forward to a different avenue. So I now go into the more technical aspect of construction. So the labor aspect, the tradesman aspect, understanding it, working with my neighbor next door who was a maintenance manager for Payton Company at the time. I worked with him as a laborer and understanding the whole jargon that fits that industry. Then from there moving to, I got an internship with Slasper. At Slasper, I was a draftsman technician for there. Then from there I went to ECMC, where I was also an architecture technician. Then I moved to NH International, where I did bodily facility, that prison there as a supervisor. And from there I worked with James Quality Construction, where I became a project manager for him for 6.5 years thereabout. And in that era, I took that opportunity to build my network, understand the industry, know what it takes, the do's and don'ts, and then I decided it's time for me to propel. Take that risk. I took that risk. If I deep breath because it wasn't as bright as it's supposed to be. But with faith and perseverance, I propelled. I made a lot of errors. Don't get me wrong. Errors is forthcoming in any form of development. We will make errors financially, decision makings. You will go across. You will meet different paths that will throw you off. But again, you have to keep your head above the water and continue striving. So our industry is very difficult, but
cool. But so so you mentioned all those companies you worked for in the past. So how old is Beyond Limits Construction?
Beyond Limits Construction will be 10 years next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
10 years next year. We're 9 years this year. So next year will be 10 years. 10 good and bad years. Yeah. So, but 10 years going forward. So we continue to build and strive for better. I mean, the industry is very diverse. Like I say now, in that era we are now, it's a little more difficult because the younger folks now into more of the Instagram, social media kind of stuff. So now I have to propel my company into a different era. So now we're doing my website. We're doing some stuff to help market it differently.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can infiltrate. Like why Beyond Limits is there. People may know about Beyond Limits, which is in the construction industry, but the wider market is not a household name. Yeah. For some people, Beyond Limits, they hear Williams, they hear name because he's not been there for 25 years more.
Right.
You understand? So it's not comparable, but the difference is that now I have to market it differently. So this is my 10-year goal when I relaunch my website and launching my social media and stuff. So to filter the younger, the new school goers and stuff.
So what are the challenges you face apart from being, let's say, out there on social media?
Well, as you well know, it's finances. I mean, any start business is finances. So this is the leap you take. You have about 20 grand, 15 grand on your account. You figure out you want to open a business. You go to the bank to ask for some financial assistance. You know, they'll turn you down because first start businesses are very difficult to finance. Yeah. The banks will not run behind something that they don't know what it takes. They don't know its outcome. So you take that leap by your own. You say, hey, I'm going to have 20 grand there. Let me invest in myself.
Right, cool.
And build a business and start doing the marketing aspect of it, try and see if you can filter the market and so forth. So the challenge is finances.
All right. So after 10 years, you haven't received any assistance from any financial institution?
Well, if it's to build a product, no. If it's to increase your inventory, yeah. So I get a loan for my truck. I get a loan for my concrete mixers. I get loans for certain little things. But to actually build, to present a module and say, hey, I have this module here and my income will be $10 million a year. I want to borrow 10 grand against $1 million. That's a probability.
Yeah.
It might be very difficult to borrow to you. But because of the 10 years on your financials and they can see your financial job bookings, they realize, hey, that company has become, it's kind of successful. So they use that as an avenue to assist you. But to see they give you start capital, take the risk with you. No. Yeah. The risk taker is you alone and you alone. As an entrepreneur, is you alone. Right. That's the bottom line for it. There's nothing more to it than you can't build a stone. The truth is that the risk is yours.
Now, how would you describe your style in terms of designs and construction? Would you say you're more of the modern type, or can you drop any examples of some of the work you've done?
Yeah, well, I mean, with a lot of training, with a lot of experience with sandals. I mean, I say sandals, but Mark Hardin and Greg being it too as well too. I've been exposed to a lot of the modern designs as well too. I tend to be a modern contractor. The reason I say that is because what I've seen, what I've understood is, the plea and the plight of clients out there saying contractors are, in quote, they are thief. Yeah. Layman term.
Yeah, there's a stigma attached
to it. Yeah. I try to get away from that. So because of that now, I have two challenges is that the modern aspect of it and also trying to build my trust with clients. So this is one of the biggest difficult ones, the trust aspect of it too, and being a modern contractor. Modern contractor is if you designs, being able to more reading, understanding the whole flow of designs and stuff. So, like for instance, Sanders in the restaurant, they call it Kimono Restaurant. Yeah. This is a model that I did. Okay. The entire restaurant I did.
That's at
the Grand.
At Grand.
Yeah.
One at Grand.
Yeah, Kimono's a Grand. They have is Bombay, kimonos and sushi. Free one restaurant. That was done solely by St. Lucians. Wow. No foreigners. The only thing I came through was to do special touches for Sanders, which is Sanders brand. But under the entire structure was done by Sanders, by locals, which is good.
Impressive.
Yeah. And this is, I have not filtered the market with that aspect. I tend to, but hopefully by next year I can maybe launch it and market it, right? So that modern touch, which Sanders bring to the Caribbean, I also use that experience now to filter through the market, the local market and stuff, so and make people know, hey, how certain things can be done without being inexpensive.
Yeah.
You can design a room, remodel a room, make it wow but inexpensive. It has to be a factor. How much it costs? $1 million? No, it costs $10 to do the same product. It's how you approach it. It's your taste as a mentor. Everything have cost to it. But if you understand that the approach to it, then you understand, hey, the cost can go down tremendously.
Yeah.
You have to have interaction with clients, because sometimes it takes a contractor to modify, to model a space, but it takes the client to understand what she wants, or he or she wants. If the client understands what he or she wants, then you can take that aspect and you can give her within a budget. Because the market is diverse. We are exposed to the world a click away. You can order anything, you can do anything you want. But the matter of understanding what you want as a client. And then now I transform it.
Yeah, and like you said, with the evolution of social media, you see styles from all over the world, and you want to replicate that. So I'm sure you've gotten that where people bring photos. I want something like this, and and you have to be creative in being able to duplicate that.
It was said. It's amazing that people will go online and they want the exact thing. They say, I see a house online. I want that. So
I want that house.
You have to see that.
And for $5.
For $5. And everyone realize our standard is British standard, so we have a certain standard to follow. So the structure now have to fit within our standards. That's a very first and foremost, because not every design can work within our. But you have to redesign it to suit our standards, approved by DCA, and then now. But to them, they want it. Now that in itself, it takes you now as a contractor to now restructure, reformat, and say, okay, I may go for it, but you won't get drywall. You have to get reinforced concrete there, or you won't get timber. You have to get a different material to suit our terrain, which is DCA standard and stuff. So
how many people do you have as part of your company and your team?
As we speak now, full-time, 5 full-time staff. When I say temporary, I mean that laborers, carpenters, masons, steel vendors, because the industry is not that first to keep them on your payroll throughout the year.
So you outsource.
So a project is 6 months. You outsource. So 6 months project. You have. So at present we have about 25 to 40 staff members as we speak now.
So how many projects do you normally have within a year, like average?
On average, 3 projects on average. Sometimes 1, sometimes half. But the industry is very You say half because you can monitor your value.
Right.
Because you develop a model based on cash flow. So you know for sure for the year you need a certain amount of cash flow. So if your project you get for the year doesn't suit the cash flow, you call it half. Because you have to dip into your savings or something else to pay your overheads, your recurring expenses. But if you get enough projects to cover your recurring expenses and everything, that's what you call it 1, 2. But if you call it half, because you're taking from what is for your surplus.
So what happens when a project goes bust?
That was my next question, because I really want to know.
You count your losses.
All right.
You count the losses. Because as a contractor, I mean, I don't think we have that insurance. We have all risk insurance, but the all risk insurance covers 1% circumstances like hurricanes and floods and stuff. So not insurance cover. But if the project goes bust because of financial difficulty, you have an investor, you count your losses. You have to fall on kind of losses, because even though you go to court, even though you go to the ropes, this financer cannot finance it. Unfortunately, you have to just count your losses. That's why it's a very high risk. As a contractor, it's a very high risk industry. The architects, the engineers, some of them may listen to me not like it, but it's for real. The architect engineers, the costs are covered up front. Right. Some of them get what they call a stipend for all the duration of the project based on the contract agreement. But the contractor, the risk is always you have bonds to take care of, you have insurances, you have to make sure you cover, you make sure you secure. You have to prove to the client that hey, you have enough cash, you have enough assets to cover the value of the project. So for $5 million, you need a 10%, which is $500,000 in assets, whether land or some clients will waiver it. Some clients like CDB projects, you must have that. If you don't have it now, you're out of it. So that means that first offhand, you need the highest risk taker. And throughout, your production level have to be on par, because you have unforeseen circumstances like weather. Then the laborers come to work, because the industry is not like a bank. So you have helpers, workers come to work, they figure they come to construction, that's fine. They won't be there for 8 o'clock, they'll be there for 8:15. They want to knock off, they say they can come to work today because they're tired. Now your projection for 5 months will be based on production of labor. So if a labor decreases now, you have to now look for a way to propel it. That will increase your labor. That will increase your price, your labor price, because now you have to increase your labor to fall for losses made before. So this is all risk taking.
Because I was just about to ask you, when Rankin asked what are some of the challenges that you face, you did point out finances, but this seems like listening to you, I could feel the stress that you could probably get from every individual project. Like you did say, you were outsourcing a lot of workers and stuff, but is that also another challenge, dealing with these various individuals who come in on their own time, or they drag the work? It's something that we hear all the time. How are you able to manage the human resource of that?
Human resource. off the bat, St. Lucia, we're lacking in skilled labor. Means that even though we focus on academical and not vocational. So technically, we're lacking skilled labor. Now, skilled labor comes from experience. Not like for vocational, you go to school for it. You may go to school, if you have a vocational school, you go to school to do masonry, carpentry, and stuff, so you're going to learn that trade. Still bending, you can learn it through and get a vocation. But in St. Lucia, it's very experience. A laborer, I call him laborer helper. They come to work, they say, we're helper. They see a steel bender, how he can bend a steel. They see a carpenter, how he can cut, how he can lay blocks. They become, through their experience, they become a mason tomorrow. So we lack skilled labor. So that's one of the elements we lack. And because of that now, and because of the whole people now looking for other options around the Caribbean, I mean, we have almost 40% of our labor, skilled labor in Dominica now, right, Bahamas, in Bermuda, now Bahamas just now. So because of that now, it's very difficult to get skilled labor and promising skilled labor. So now the labor aspect of it becomes difficult to manage because you want production. Like I can tell you, boy, I can do that. Yes, you can do it, but to produce it and make it happen is very difficult because you don't understand what he has. But if you have somebody who hook under your belt and you understand what he can give, then now you can project and say, hey, that will take 2 days to do it or 5 days because that guy now, I know he can do it. So our youth now, which I say youth, becomes like a difficult towards construction because it's a very labor intensive industry, like the banana industry. The green gold is no longer existing because it's labor intensive. So now you get very limited people that want to actually become laborers. Well, those you get is very good, but it's very difficult. So the turnover is very great because they don't respect time. They don't understand what time is. There is no drilling to them because there's no training. Time, production, and money, because time and production becomes money becomes profits. So that because of that now is difficult to get that in our industry. Now as we speak, our youth is very difficult to get it in our youth. Our youth now is more about the showtime, you know. The neck and tie, going to work and look pretty and stuff. So. But I came from a laborer. I was a laborer myself. Yeah. I used to carry blocks and carry sand and stones. And I prepare myself based on that.
And what age was that?
That was 16 years. I was doing labor work already. Right. At 16 years I was working out already. From summer school, from school close, I go start working with the same guy in my home. And from there I realized, wow, if you're going to continue being a laborer, the hot sun carry 100 blocks, 1,000 blocks, barrel cement, it's a good thing. It keeps you healthy. But where you want to go in life, you have to know where you want to go. So from there I start to say, hey, let me understand the industry. Start buying books and read up on books and learn the jargons and asking questions and stuff. So, and this is why I'm very diverse in the industry.
So you are a clear example of using what you have to get where you want to go.
Said. Yeah.
So how were you able to segue from construction into entertainment? That's like the end of the spectrum.
That's too.
We know you have vibes.
That's too far reached industries. I told my supervisors that's too far because sometimes I would have to, on the first day, I will knock off from construction and get ready for first days. And I reach home 4 in the morning.
Cocktails and stuff.
Reach home 4 in the morning now. I have to get for 7 for construction.
Wow.
Now construction now is that the morning is the most productive time. The afternoon is very you get lower production because the morning is where you get the boost from workers.
Right.
After lunch they get lazy. The sun hot, they dehydrated, so your production goes down. So imagine I finish 4 o'clock, I have to get for 7 to go back and propel those guys for the day. And I'm already exhausted from Rick's Entertainment. So it's a very diverse industry. Yeah. So I went into it because of my dad. Rick's Entertainment is located in Marshall, where I'm born and raised. My dad had what they call a Dixie. That's raising up. Dixie is where they had the Western, mother and father's group in Marshall, and the whole pool table. So that aspect of it came from there. I was always exposed to it.
And that's after Black Mali?
Yeah, right? After Black Mali, I was always exposed to it from that, for the Western Sundays, mother's Easter, Lenten season, the whole element of it, I was exposed to it from a Catholic nation. But when my dad passed away, he passed away 9 years ago, he left that record shop there with all vinyls and everything there. He left it there. We were going to sell it. But my sister says, no, let me keep it. I'll keep that and I can make it a module. So what I do, I just transferring vinyls to CDs using technology to do that. But whilst going on, I realized there's more to it than just that. Because I have a small cooler outside that sell out. I have a fridge that sell out. Just doing basic stuff. Then I realized, but what? There's more to it. So I decided to do Ricky's 2-for-1, which is what I did first, which is downstairs 2-for-1. Then within a year, I ended up doing Ricky's Entertainment. We have VIP lounge, we have smoke lounge, we have all kind of stuff. So this is where it came from. The passion was always within my blood, but I never realized that I had a passion for it until I did what I did.
Right.
But I remember Ricky's, your dad, right? It was a record.
Yeah, Ricky's record shop.
Because I'm from Independence City.
Right. Yeah.
So I used to pass there all the time. And that's where you hear all the latest dub from. It was Super Cat at the time, Yellow Man. When Buju just came out, Burning Flames. You know, all these things.
Yeah.
He used to just blast that on the road. I think probably that's another reason why I fell in love with music, because as a kid, you're right, walking through Marsha, you know, I always used to hear it, and it was kind of like a sanctuary, kind of like passing there. It was calm. There was no excitement, but just everyone just enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, Marsha was a great haven. Yeah. Marsha was a great haven.
Right, and even when you did take over, I remember you did something for the soca artists at the time. You know, on the streets. So
they got block party.
The block party. So you're like Chevy J.
Yeah, block party. We should block the road and we should block the road. And launch. I really usually launch like a launch in soca with alongside HP. But I make it thanks to HP too. I mean, as I speak, because he has been behind me as well too in regards to assisting me with that whole Wicked Entertainment. He has been a silent partner in the sense of, you know, ideas and how to go about doing certain things and stuff. So, and when it comes to the block party idea, you know, just snap me. It's a free event where artists.
It made sense, you know, with the location.
The location. So the free event where artists come through and profile their songs and expose them and stuff. So, but what I realized is that, like somebody told me at Chesterfield, that the product is outgrowing the area.
Yes.
So for safety reasons, I have to stop it.
Okay.
But it wasn't something I didn't see it that way. I was furious at the time and said, "But wow, you're stopping me from eating my own bread." But when I really sit down and analyze it, I realized, but the product is outgrowing the area.
Right.
Because the one way in had to block the road and safety reasons and security reasons and stuff. So, block party would have caused. The first block party, I saw the video there. The first block party I had no space.
Right.
I had no space.
But seeing that the project was so well received, and like you said, you outgrow the area, how are you going to plan to continue if you do?
Well, I would love to. Again, the entertainment industry is a very diverse and very difficult one. At this time, I know as we speak, demanding one now. So, you know, once you fall short somewhere, to pick up again, it might take a little more time. Yeah, I would love to. I believe in a unique product. I believe in unique products. I would love to do a block party. I had a block party down at Falco sometime this year. A straight block party as well. So the name speaks for itself because people are using that name, which is good. So I really want you to give them that they want it. They still want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Marsha still want it. Unfortunately, they still want it. But now, as Mike said, it's a very difficult thing now because of what we're dealing with. And I think we get approval if necessary. I'm suggesting.
Okay. But with my experience with the block party, right, it has to be there. It has to be in Marsha, right? Because I mentioned earlier, right, Junior is a true advocate for social reform, right? So more or less encouraging individuals to come to the community,
yes,
right? To more or less experience quality entertainment. You know, that's the purpose of it. I don't think you could move that block party anywhere else.
You think so?
No, it has to be in an area in Marsha.
I don't agree. I think Ricky could pull off a good block party on that Rodney Bay Street.
I said yes, but it's not supposed to be Rodney Bay. That's it. It's not supposed to be because
but like you said, they outgrew the space.
No, but yes, I understand. But the novelty of it is Marsha because the next question, the next statement I'm going to make. He came up with the slogan, Marsha is not a ghetto.
Erase the stigma.
Yeah,
erase the
stigma. Erase the stigma.
Right.
Why Rodney Bay? Why not Marsha? That's it. Erase the stigma. You understand?
Yeah, but then to me, it could only grow so
I know, but with the
you can expand. You could have your Marsha, but you can
with
expand.
the model that he has, which is blocking the road, right? Because that what created the security hazard, right? However, if it's done somewhere else in Marsha, like I'm just saying the feel or something, you know, to create that vibe, it may be possible.
Yeah, it may be possible. I mean, ranking is correct, but on MSC, she see a business model.
Yes, my boy.
But ranking now, the passion behind the thing is that when it fall through, I got calls from Teddy Francis, who wants to put it on the calendar of events. When you put in carnival events for carnival. So when those little things come along and you get people who call and say, "Boy, you're a good event," And when you walk in the street and say, boy, you know, block party, I enjoy that. Some people's person you never know. You say, boy, remember we had block party, you know, we had twice already, but why it's a very good event, a very good. But again, they don't understand behind the scene what happened behind the scene.
Yes.
But eventually, it has a tangible aspect.
Yes.
So keeping it there is a good that's my thing, to keep it in Marsha. If I do a replica block party, maybe I can do a sub block party.
Yes, of course.
But block party in the area, I mean, and the whole module behind Weekend Entertainment was being able to bring all walks of life to Marsha.
Exactly.
All walks of life. And I think I tried that, and I'm testimonial to that. I achieved that. But eventually, now the product now, it cannot, I say it can't continue, but it will not be the same 3-4 years ago. Because what we're exposed to now.
I understand.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, let's bring it back to construction. You're a diverse man. So, of course, how can persons stay updated? Like you said, you're going to be doing your rebranding for your 10 years, but how can persons stay updated with your company and all what you do?
Well, at present, we can. I still my website still running, www.beyondlimits.com. That's still ongoing until we relaunch a new domain. We have Facebook page as well too, Beyond Limits at facebook.com. Right. We also have Instagram as well too, Beyond Limits at beyondlimits.com. Well, I don't know the jargons, the whole NPCs, I didn't say .com, but you know, I'm not too social media savvy, but excuse me for that. My telephone number is 450-7419. That's my office, operating from Monday to Friday, 8 to 5.
Somebody just asked, send me a message, I guess he missed that part, whether you do big projects only or you could help somebody build a house, etc. You just want to know.
Yeah, the sky's the limit.
Okay.
Nothing too small, nothing too big. I mean, everything has its risk, everything has factors behind it. Everything has to be properly jotted out, but everything is possible with construction. I don't take any job. I mean, Sanders' job was 10 million, quote unquote. I mean, 10 million value.
Right.
Not construction, but value overall. So you put a model together and say, what is construction company? Oof, I can do $10 million job. But it's a total value. It includes infrastructure, includes the furniture, includes lighting, includes personnel, includes.
Right.
So that's how you evaluate a project. So when government give a project, it's not only just to do the drain. That will cost $10. It's $10 with personnel, everybody involved. So the product becomes one module when it's finished, but everything involved is the value. So 10 million to $1. I can do it. Everything's impossible.
Nice.
And what's next for the Beyond Limits construction?
Beyond Limits is trying to make it become a household name for the younger generation. Trying to see if I can filter through the market and have people make people understand, hey, construction and building a house is not what it is, like quote unquote them contractors are thieves. Right? It's dialoguing, communication, understanding, making them know, hey, a block costs $10. If you want to buying the blocks and I can live for $5, I held all it takes. So you take some involvement. You got loyalty, and like I will say it again, clients will go out there and they will go to the bank, get their mortgage, go for all the hard work, go for designs, get their mortgage approved, and get their financing in place. What they do, they drop that money into a contractor's hands.
Right.
You give a contractor $300,000, you tell me, hey, I give you $300,000 to build a house for me, I want it to be done. That's fine. That's all and good as a contract agreement. But you have a responsibility to see that it's spent properly and it's spent within budget. You have an 84 job trying to pay that mortgage, and you're now making me build your house, so you've interacted with me. You have to interact with me. You must call the contractor. You must have somebody to represent you as a client.
Right.
To say, hey, the blocks is laying is not laid the right way, or the steel is buying is not the right steel. The design is using these things that it helps you understand how your money is spent. And then now you go into further details like the finishes and stuff. So what will $10 give you as for finishes? So when you get more involved, you appreciate how you spend your money. Not by going and get the money and turn your back against and say, my contractor build my house, that's fine.
They have some of them that are pretty difficult. They say we bought that batch of tiles and then that one had a fault, so we had to go and buy another batch to replace this.
Yeah.
And,
so take the money and go and spend it. Go and buy furniture before the house will be finished. All little thing that, but it's guidelines. Because some people, financial management is sometimes very difficult. So sometimes you get $300,000. There can be a savings somewhere where you can buy an extra 2 tile or extra skirting. But the dialogue and communication is better. To just go and buy it and then tomorrow you tell a contractor that, hey, I cannot pay you all that because I use the money for something else. Yes, I understand you mean you have taste as a group because it's exciting to build.
Yeah.
You build in your home, it's exciting, so you feel you watch home TV, whatever. You watch all the little things, you Home Depot. So you see different ideas and you want to throw it at the contract. There's no issue with that. That's fine. We can sit together and see how we can and we can make it work within your budget. If you cannot get then we can suffice for something else. You know, like granite tops. Everybody go granite top in a home. Everybody love that. But there's cheaper ways to go about it. There's polished concrete, there's colored concrete.
And that will have the same look?
Same look.
Same finish?
Yeah, same finish.
I didn't know.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Right.
Same look. I mean, I'm not shooting Gomez in the top stone in his foot, but there are a lot of different ways to finish your countertops.
Right.
There are many different ways to go about doing your tiles on the floor. You can do. I just finished a greenhouse for some German clients by polish the floor. It's concrete polish. There's no tiles on the floor.
Okay.
So just polish it up.
Like
concrete.
Okay.
It's concrete.
But it looked like tiles.
No,
at the end.
it's concrete finish.
Okay.
It's a concrete finish floor, polished and sealed with a concrete sealer. Right? That's a different look. Because they want a rustic look. It's a greenhouse.
Okay,
a rustic
I understand.
Look.
Yeah.
You see where I come from?
Yeah.
So there are different ways to go about it and inexpensive. Because people believe in porcelain tiles and ceramic tiles.
Yeah.
And they hold marble tile. It's because they want the value. But when the money carries the value. So what you do now, you find a different way to go around it. Right?
Make it look even better.
Even better.
Give me polished concrete.
That's
please.
right.
Thank you.